Now you're cooking with Manitoba Chicken and Karen Armstrong.
Using a meat thermometer really is the most stress-free way to tell if your chicken is properly cooked. Today we're going to talk about using your meat thermometer on a whole bird, chicken pieces, and ground chicken, whether it's a ground chicken burger or maybe even meatloaf. Let's start with our whole bird. And I've got one that's just about ready to go into the oven. The last thing that we need to do is get our meat thermometer ready. Today I'm going to be using an oven-proof thermometer, so it's going to stay in the chicken the whole time that it's being cooked. With a whole chicken, there's a couple of places or a couple of things you want to look for. First of all, you want to look for this center line. That's the keel, and it separates the two chicken breasts. You want to put the thermometer in the thickest piece of the meat, and in this case for a whole chicken it's going to be the chicken breasts. That's the pieces, these pieces right here. So with our thermometer we're going to go into the chicken breasts, and you'll notice we're going in from the wing end as opposed to the drumstick end. You're going to take your probe and you're going to put it into the thickest part of the chicken breast, and you're going to slide it along just like that. So you're about half an inch to an inch away from the center line, and the end of the probe is going to be right about in the middle of the chicken breast. So now all I need to do is connect my oven-proof cord to my little monitor that's going to sit on the counter as the chicken's cooking. Chicken's ready to go in the oven. Using a thermometer for chicken pieces is a great idea as well. With chicken pieces, you can choose to use your oven-proof thermometer like we did with our whole bird, or you can use one of the digital instant read thermometers. Where we're going to put the thermometer is going to be exactly the same using either kind of thermometer, but what the big difference is when you use your oven-proof thermometer, you put it in when the food is raw and it takes the continuous temperature while it's cooking. With the digital instant read, you want to make sure that the food is almost cooked before you take the temperature to decide whether or not it's ready to serve. So let's take a look at some chicken cuts and where exactly you want to put your thermometer. I'm going to use the probe on my oven-proof thermometer to show you where you want to put the thermometer. So I've got boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and I've got a bone-in chicken breast. And for these two cuts, the placement of the thermometer is going to be exactly the same. You're going to start at the thick end of the chicken breast, take the thermometer and just slide it in, straight in like that. And you want to be about halfway in. So it's about right there. In fact, you can actually even feel the probe at the tip of my finger. So that's where you're going to put the thermometer if you're doing a chicken breast, whether it's bone-in or boneless. If you're doing a chicken leg, which is the thigh and the drumstick together, you want to feel around for the thickest part of the thigh and then just slide the probe in, just like that. Now with the thigh, because we've got a bone here and we've got a couple of bones in here, make sure that the probe isn't touching the end of the bone, because the temperature at the bone is going to be a little bit hotter than the temperature in the meat itself. If you hit the bone, just back the thermometer up just a wee little bit and you're still going to be okay. You'll get an accurate reading. And you can see the nice thing with these digital thermometers is you don't have to put the probe in very far. If you look at this compared to our chicken breast, we've only got maybe an inch or an inch and a half of the probe in, but that's still enough to give you an accurate temperature reading. Then if you go to something even littler, we've got a drumstick. And drumsticks are great on the barbecue. They're great roasted in the oven. So with the drumstick, you want to start at the cut end, right there, slide it into the meaty part of the drumstick, just like that, in a line with the bone. Just make sure that you don't come out the other end so that the probe is completely in the chicken. So we've looked at using your meat thermometer in a whole chicken and chicken pieces, and the only thing left is ground chicken. Ground chicken is wonderfully versatile, but it can be a challenge to decide if it's properly cooked, especially if you're doing something like a burger or a meatloaf. So let's take a look at where you'd put your thermometer in something like a chicken burger. So in this case, I'm going to use my oven-proof thermometer. It's my favorite, especially if I'm using something on the barbecue. And I've got a chicken patty right here. So if we're putting the thermometer, you want to go from the side and just slide the thermometer in until you hit the center, approximately the center of the burger, because it's the center that takes the longest to cook. So that's where you want to do your temperature reading. So with the oven-proof one, I could just put my burger on the grill just like this, or on my indoor grill. If you wanted to use the digital instant read thermometer, the kind that you have to wait until the food is almost cooked before you use it, then I'd put this on the grill. I'd wait till it was almost done. Then I'd take it off the heat. And again, with my digital instant read thermometer, I would slide it in just from the side. And again, about halfway through, just like that. Take the temperature, and if it's not quite up to the right temperature, then I can take my thermometer out and put it back on the heat for a little bit more cooking time. You can also use your thermometers if you're doing meatloaf. Now the trick with meatloaf, because obviously you can't slide it from the end because you've got the container in the way, with your meatloaf you can actually take the thermometer in and put it from the top down in the middle of the meatloaf, making sure that you don't actually hit the pan at the bottom. And that way you can take the proper temperature and your meatloaf will be juicy and tender and properly cooked. So now you know everything there is to know about using your meat thermometer for cooking chicken.
For recipes, tips, and how-tos, explore chicken.mv.ca.